Well, what can I say? I have finally watched the Ghostbusters film, excuse me, and it is as terrible as we all thought it was going to be from the first trailer, and the quite absurd amount of TV spots and little features that basically lined out the entire mess that you can see behind me that is the first trailer. Basically, if you've watched every single little 30 second snippet, you've basically seen the entire film. And what is there is an offence to anybody who's a fan of the original Ghostbusters. Now, I know a lot of people that keep trying to defend it, mostly publications, not actual people. Most of the time, it's publications at the moment that will give it a glowing review, 5 stars, 4 stars sometimes, and say it's really good as the originals. Fucking isn't. Really fucking... There is no more offensive thing to say than to say that it stacks up against the originals, because it doesn't. A lot of people have said that it feels a lot like a Saturday Night Live sketch, because it's probably about on par with that. That's not to say that Saturday Night Live is bad, but you get where I'm going with this and what other people have said before me. I got to see it quite late because everything is out kind of slow in the UK cinemas, and my actual cinema locally gets things usually about a week or two after it's out. So this is a bit of a belated video, I guess. But I digress, looking at my other monitor to see everything behind me. It's just so bad. And it's got nothing to do with the actresses. I know the other thing that people like to say is that, oh, you must hate women. No, we don't. There's a lot of people that hate the film just because the film is fucking terrible. People that hated on the trailer, it's got nearly 1 million dislikes. People are just like, hey, it's the misogynists, the misogynies. My soggy knees. I'm trying not to rant too much and trying to keep everything coherent, but I don't like to write a script and go off certain points, so bear with me. But yes, I have no problem with women in films. There's a lot of films that have women in lead roles, a lot of comedian actresses as well. Things like Bridesmaids is a good example. I enjoyed Bridget Jones. Lots of girly chick flicks. I know it's a guilty pleasure, but I have watched a lot of chick flick type films with my girlfriend, and I enjoy a lot of them. So it's nothing to do with hating women and misogyny and cables. It's just a really bad film and a waste of the talent of the actresses. And there's no chemistry between any of them. Watching some of the behind-the-scenes footage where they seem to be getting on and having a jolly good old time, I was one of the people that was like, maybe it's not going to be quite as bad as the trailer. It is. It is as bad as the trailer, if not worse. So if you really want to see it, at least to see how much of a car crash it is, for Christ's sakes, don't buy a cinema ticket. Do not encourage this kind of garbage, because they're already talking about a sequel, and the ending of the film was very sequel baiting, and I really hope to fuck that if they do it, they get a better writer, a better director, because God knows what Paul Fine? Or Paul Feinberg? Paul Berg? Paul Fine? Something like that. Anyway, what he was thinking just boggles the mind. There was the really early script that was leaked, where, no joke, I kid you not, there was going to be a song and dance number in the street. The bad guy was going to make everybody dance and do a little boogie, which maybe on paper sounds kind of funny, but is it Ghostbusters funny? No. Most of the jokes in this film are not Ghostbusters funny. It's not clever. It doesn't seem very ad-lib or improvised. Maybe some of it was, maybe some of it wasn't. I don't know the behind-the-scenes details. But it's just all bad jokes. The only time the film occasionally raised a laugh was the little cameos from the original Ghostbusters, or Ozzy Osbourne. Spoiler alert. There will be a couple of spoilers, guys, because I'm going to dissect the film a little bit for you. And the pacing of the film is really off as well. This is what makes a lot of people compare it to a Saturday Night Live sketch, I believe, because it's very brash. It doesn't flow nicely from scene to scene. In fact, there's some scenes that just look like somebody went, throw that in there. That'll work. Some stuff just feels so out of place. You feel as though you've missed something, that you blinked and missed an entire scene and something else happened. It doesn't make a goddamn piece of sense. And the fact that the film got made the way it has makes no sense. And they dedicate it at the end to Harold Ramis. And it's just, no. He would not have allowed, if he was alive, he would have not allowed this to happen. It is atrociously bad. And most places like Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes, or Tomatoes, depending on your tongue, they have given it about, the global population has spoken that use the sites, and it's about 50%, 50 to 58% positive reviews. That's not very good when you think about the things that have got a lot higher than that, like the terrible spin-off Bond film actually rates higher than that, I believe, at least at the time of the video, unless I read that wrong because I was looking at a big long list. And that was another example of a terrible film. And this is also a terrible film. It's rated even worse than that. And to carry on talking about the really terrible scenes, there are some things that make no sense and have absolutely no explanation. It seems to be that some of the ghosts are trapped in mirrors. Yes, in mirrors. Or picture frames. It seems to be mirrors. That they're trapped behind the glass and this guy, the bad guy, wants to release them. But it's never explained why the ghosts are in a mirror. They could have pulled any old shit out of their ass. Like I was saying to the girlfriend at the end of the film, you could have literally made up something. Just some scientific mumbo-jumbo to explain why the ghosts are in mirrors. But no, just, these ghosts are in mirrors, I need to release them. Okay? It doesn't make any sense. And to sum things up without ranting for over 7 minutes, is the film makes no sense. They could have done so much more. It could have been so much more. But it feels like they just threw some cutting room floor ideas together, slapped some terribly cartoony CGI on top, and thought this would be acceptable for Ghostbusters fans. And it really isn't. If you've never seen any of the original Ghostbusters, you may get some semblance of enjoyment out of the film. But if you have a base to start from, for something that's supposed to be a sequel, but not really a sequel, but not really a prequel, or it seems like they've kind of thrown everything out that happened before. Fuck everything else. Whoops, microphone. Fuck everything else. Throw that out of the water and restart in this kind of alternate universe. A really shit one at that. It just, if you're going to do anything, guys, if you want a third Ghostbusters film, Angry Joe said this, if you watch his stuff on YouTube, check him out. He did a scathing review that's about 20 minutes long with some other people. Play the 2009 Ghostbusters game. All the original cast there, good writing, funny, good story, and it is the spiritual sequel, the third film, because this thing is an abomination. I really can't state that enough, that if you're a Ghostbusters fan, 99% certain you are not going to enjoy it. Even my girlfriend that laughs at some of the shittiest, stupidest things, she finds Jar Jar Binks funny. What? Sorry, I thought you were shouting at me. But, yeah, it's... What was I saying? I've thrown myself off track now. Yes, she finds Jar Jar Binks funny. Yeah. And she laughed once, probably in the same spot that I did during the film. That is bad. Because my girlfriend will laugh at any old shit. No, seriously, she will. She'll laugh at any old shit. You name it. Funny. Jar Jar Binks. Funny. But anyway. Don't see the film, guys. It's terrible. It's terrible. There's such misuse of money, resources, time, effort, and people. Like, if I'd worked on the film, I would be really disappointed. If I'd have seen how it was looking so far, I'd have fucked off. So yeah. Final summation, it's shit. Don't watch it. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video.